Hey guys, I'm Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. If traditional publishing talk and writing workshops are your thing, please consider subscribing. Today I've got something a little bit different for you. I'm going to be talking about writing suspects in a mystery novel. And while this is a whole video unto itself, it's actually also a preview for a longer talk I'm giving later this week on building a middle grade mystery, and that's going to be at the Escape the Plot Forest Summit. If you're interested in attending the summit, it's totally free, and I'll include a link in the description below so you can download your free pass. I would love to see you there. Now let's talk about your side characters, aka your suspects. Because everyone's a suspect, right? At least they are when you're writing a mystery. You definitely want to introduce your suspects close to the beginning of your novel. It's not satisfying to get to the big reveal at the end of the book and learn that the villain is someone we only met in the latter half of the book. When a reader picks up a mystery novel, they're clocking every character they meet in those first few chapters because they're all automatically a suspect. So what makes a good suspect? Three things: means, motive, and opportunity. Your suspects should have one or two of these, but not all three. And that's part of the mystery and part of what frustrates the protagonist so much. If one or more of your suspects is a red herring, someone leading the main character down the wrong path and away from the truth, that suspect is likely going to have pretty strong means, motive, and/or opportunity. Probably two of those three. So what do those three things mean? Means: were they able to commit the crime? Did they have the tools, resources, and/or the ability? Motive: did they have a reason to commit the crime? Opportunity: did they have the availability to commit the crime? This is where the alibi comes into play. No alibi? That suspect may have had the opportunity. We had a lot of fun with this when we plotted the second book in the Kudo Kids mystery series, which doesn't come out till next summer, so I'm going to keep this spoiler free. But in that book, the kids keep track of suspects by creating a means, motive, and opportunity chart and marking yes, no, or maybe for each suspect as they learn more about them and the crime. This was pretty handy for us authors as well, just to keep track of things. And I recommend it to you to keep track of what your protagonist knows about each of your suspect chapter by chapter. Your chart should change a lot as you progress through your novel. I would even go so far as to say that by the end of almost every chapter, your chart should change, even if it's just flipping one yes to a no or one no to a question mark. Every scene in a book should have an emotional change, no matter how small. If your character feels exactly the same at the end of a scene as they did at the start of the scene, then what was the point of the scene? But for mysteries, it's also really crucial that every scene in your story advances the mystery plot. Maybe the protagonist learns one of the suspects has an alibi, so there goes their opportunity. Maybe one of your suspects opens up to the protagonist and she no longer believes he has a motive. Whatever it is, something happens that brings your protagonist one step closer to figuring out who the real villain is, or makes her take another step down that wrong path. One of these three things, means, motive, or opportunity, is also probably going to play a large role in the reveal of who your villain is. Because it's probably the person we least suspect, right? Maybe that's because we thought they didn't have the means, or they had no motive, or they had no opportunity. Maybe they started out as a suspect, but their name was cleared, or so our protagonist thought. Here again is where a good red herring comes into play. You want this reveal to be based on an informal fallacy. You didn't lie to your reader about your villain's true motives, you just let them make an assumption about it. Red herrings are all about misdirection. Think about the best, most amazing illusionists or magicians you've ever seen. Their tricks are designed around misdirection. You are looking where they want you to look. And more importantly, you're not seeing what they're hiding. As a result, you think you're seeing one thing, but in reality, another thing is happening. A great mystery plot is like a great magic trick. You think you know where the plot is leading you, and all the while, it's guiding you in a completely different direction. Now, a great villain is well developed. They're not just doing dastardly deeds for fun. They're flawed, they have a backstory, they have likes and dislikes, loves and hates. They should be complicated, they should have secrets. So should all of your suspects. Think about Professor Snape, arguably the most hotly debated character in all of middle grade literature. When we meet him in the first book, it immediately becomes clear to Harry and to us that he loathes Harry. We also find out pretty quickly that he's interested in the dark arts. Is it any wonder that Harry and us readers assume he's the real villain for most of the book? And not just in that book, but throughout the whole series? One of the many reasons the twist at the end of the first Harry Potter book, that it's Professor Quirrell who was actually helping Voldemort, is so satisfying is because none of the things that we learned about Snape were untrue. They were all true. Snape does hate Harry. Snape does want to be the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, and yet Dumbledore trusts him. Because see, Snape has secrets. Secrets that Harry won't learn for 6 more books. And without knowing Snape's secrets, Harry and the reader can't know his true motives. If your bad guy is the only bad guy, and all your suspects are proven to be good in the end, it was all just a misunderstanding. To me, that falls a little flat. Just like you want your bad guy to be shades of gray, the same goes for your suspects. In your mystery novel, maybe only one of your suspects is actually responsible for the crime at the center of the story, but that doesn't mean every single other suspect is an upstanding moral citizen. Give your suspects secrets. Give them something to hide from the protagonist and the reader. And then let your protagonist and your reader assume that what they're hiding is related to the mystery, the crime at the center of the plot. Give your suspects a legit reason to act suspicious, to lie, and watch your protagonist and your readers happily follow them down the wrong trail. That's it for this video. If you liked it, I would very much appreciate it if you hit that like button. Again, don't forget to grab your free pass for the Escape the Plot Forest Summit in the description below if you'd like to see the whole talk. And I will see you guys on Friday with another vlog. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you Friday. Bye.